Okay, we are back with another Alpha 40 game, test game. We're trying out Mono Black this time. So we've got, obviously, Demonic Hordes. If we can make it, get enough mana, make it late in the game. A 5/5 creature that you could tap to destroy one land each turn. So you kind of just feed their land cards to the Hordes. But it does have 3 black mana upkeep cost every turn. And as we're waiting to get the Hordes out, we have Icy Manipulators to kind of slow them down, Tome to draw to try to find more mana, Royal Assassin, great card, tap to destroy target creature, very powerful creature in the format. Hypnotic Spectre, which you'll pretty much always see in decks running black, 2/2 flyer that gets them to discard a card if it does damage. Animate Dead, maybe to bring a hippie back to life, or if we terror one of their creatures, we can animate dead their own creature. And of course, again, the demonic tutor to look for our demonic hordes or whatever else we need. And sinkholes, again, to slow them down. Really want to try to play the horde out, but of course it's tough. You don't always know the way the games will go. So let's start the video here and see how this game goes. Okay, so we draw 7. I am playing first here. Right off the bat, you see... Now, I actually forget to draw a card. So, right off the bat there, you're supposed to draw Alpha 40 on turn 1. Not used to that as a Magic player. Draw a Swamp, and we're going to go ahead and start playing out these sinkholes. Unfortunately, when you play first, you're going to get to that 2 mana right away, or before he does, and be able to do it. So next turn, we're just going to sinkhole again. So he's got a forest, so some type of black-green deck that he's playing. And we just draw another swamp. We're just going to go ahead and sinkhole again. That is just frustrating to play against when you're getting land destruction. And again, no strip mines in this format. He does have more mana to play. Another forest. So we draw the Jade Statue. That's a 4-drop. We're going to put it out now. You can pay 2 mana to turn it into a creature, 3/6 creature, and attack with it. And he's going to play out the Will-O-Wisp, a great blocker, 0/1 with regeneration and flying. So just can block anything he wants with that card. And we draw the Icy off the top. Now at this point, he's not able to do regeneration, so I think I'm thinking, do I attack with the Jade Statue? Because he'll probably just let the damage go through. Because his swamp is tapped. And then it's either that or play out the Icy. I think the Icy is the right move, kind of just, again, develop the board. To start icying him. Okay, I think here I really should have used the Icy. I guess I don't. Draw a swamp. Okay, we really would love to... So here I Icy his Will-O-Wisp. And then start, now he can't do anything with the Jade Statue. So he'll take some damage and pass. And yeah, we'd love to top deck the Hordes or the Tutor to get the Hordes at this point so we can play it out and really just finish him off with taking out his lands. Now the Icy should be tapped because I used it. Now here he attempts to paralyze the Jade Statue, which I think we determined he can't, because the Jade Statue is an artifact. It becomes a creature when you use it to attack. And the card says it's only a creature during an attack or defense, so he has to take the paralyze back because the paralyze can't target it. So here he giant growths the Will-O-Wisp, and things like this is what's fun about Alpha 40, using a giant growth on a Will-O-Wisp to attack for 3. You're not really going to see that in many other formats. Now, unfortunately for him, I draw out another Icy and then attack with the Jade Statue and pass. So now he's now having mana issues, and I draw another Sinkhole. So here, I don't think you want to be him at this point. This is a tough, because I could Sinkhole one of his lands, which I do the swamp, and then I could, on his turn, Icy his forest, and he just has no mana. Now, I think I did the swamp potentially for his, so he can't Demonic Tutor. May have been my thinking there. And so I Icy his Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, I have to tap it. I believe, again, it's not fully tapping there, but yeah, I'm always going to tap his Will-O-Wisp with the Icy. And then on his turn, I did the Icy on his swamp. At this point, he's done. Yeah, he's got no mana. We will see what he's doing here. He's got 2 more turns left with the Jade Statue. He Giant Growths the Will-O-Wisp again. This is just a very large Will-O-Wisp in the swamp. I draw another Icy Manipulate, all 3 Icies that I had. I attack, and then I'm gonna double Icy 2 of his mana. I mean, that's just... That's pretty much just the game. Attack with the Jade Statue. So he has Sinkholes, he has Juggernaut. Yeah, I guess it's just those Sinkholes right in the beginning of the game. I mean, land destruction is very strong in any format, but in Alpha 40, you just gotta rely on top decking, and I mean, I guess there is some card draw in the high end blue Ancestral Recall wheels and stuff, but for him, yeah, it's tough. So he's gonna play a Forest and pass. We'll play a Swamp. I mean, looking at this hand, we have 2 mana. I mean, we need 3 for the Royal Assassin. We need 3 for the Hypnotic Spectre, 4 for the Tome, 4 for the Jade Statue, and Demonic. We do have the Demonic Hordes. I don't know. We'll see if we could get it out this turn. So next turn, we probably want to just see what he does, but play out a Hypnotic Spectre. Try to get him to start discarding. That's what we're going to do. And he's going to paralyze it. So I was going to say, Hypnotic Spectre is usually a very quick target for lightning bolts. Paralyze, whatever else you have to just to get rid of it. It's always kind of hit right away. So yeah, the hippie is tapped. Make sure he's tapped, and I play out the Royal Assassin. And he is also going to paralyze the Royal. Paralyze is, I mean, it's a great card. Certainly if you're playing old school or something where you just have tons of mana with Moxes and duels and Lotuses, I mean, Paralyze becomes less good, but in this format it's quite strong. So he puts out the War Mammoth, just a great classic alpha card, 3/3 or trample. Could be a problem, especially because we know he's got Giant Growths. And assuming he's got Berserks, and he's going to double Giant Growth this thing. This is a 9/9 War Mammoth with trample coming in. That is huge. And again, Giant Growth and Berserk less powerful when you have a Royal Assassin, because when he Giant Growth it, you just assassin the creature. But my assassin is tapped down with the Paralyze and a Giant Spider. It has reach. So now we've got the 4 mana. So it's like, what do you put out? a Jade Statue, but then you're still hit with the Paralyze. There's nothing to animate. So here I wind up playing the Drain Life incorrectly. We're gonna walk it back because it's every black in addition to its casting cost, and the casting cost is 2. 1 colorless, 1 black. So the most I can do here is a Drain Life for 2, not for 3. So the War Mammoth needs to come back onto the board. Which here we're just discussing the Drain Life. It's not 1 damage in addition to black plus whatever. It's 2 plus however many you tap. Which is gonna put me in a pickle because it's just like you play the Tome out, but then you can't use it till next turn. And he has another Berserk or something. You're in trouble. So I try to be clever here. I try to do Drain Life for 2 on the Hypnotic Spectre. Gain 2 life. It has a Paralyze on it. I can't do anything. I figure, well, next turn I'll animate it for 2. And so I get a hippie back out. And I can try to have a threat back on the board. So he plays out a Will-O-Wisp. He's going to come in for 5. And now in his second main, and he mentions in this game that he had top decked the Animate Dead. So he animates my Hypnotic Spectre. And at this point, that's the Drain Life suddenly not looking like a good move. And now we get a Demonic Tutor, but probably just a turn too late here. So I figure, well, let's tutor. And what do you get? What do you do? Got 2 mana open. You could Terror his War Mammoth. And then next turn he would do 3 to me, so I still have more turns then. And I think that's what we're gonna do. Which again, it's still back on the same issue. You have 4 mana. What do you play? The Jade Statue, the Tome. I could Animate Dead his War Mammoth, I guess. I got to discard to the hippie, and there goes the Tome. Okay. Untap, and we get an Icy, another 4-drop. So you could do, again, the 3 next turn, the Spider and the hippie, put me down to 1, assuming he can't do anything else. So it's like you still got another, be at 1. So I play out the Icy, and I think at this point it's like, well, we'll see what I top deck, but I don't really see many ways out of this one. Basically, just in survival mode. So do 3. I'm going to discard the Demonic Hordes, which we just can't play anyway. Cost 6. And then the Juggernaut comes down at that point in the Sinkhole, and that's the game. I'm going to scoop. Really it's just the fundamentals of Magic Alpha 40. I even playing this, you could see if you were playing this and when the game first came out in 93, you could kind of see why you would, at least I would have definitely been hooked big time. It's really strong, and then it's just never stopped evolving. So here we're thinking, let's just play game 1 again. We have the 2 Sinkholes. I think last time we had 2 terrors. Now we have 1 terror. Then potentially a vampire could come down. to finish the game. Actually, we'll see here. Now we do icy. I'm going to Sinkhole. Again, it's very, very unfortunate to have to play against these Sinkholes. Or against land destruction. It's definitely a little frustrating. So I'm just going to hit him again. It's just brutal. So he is playing out, swamps. And so here, again, I like Hippie as an aggressive move versus the icy. Because he's kind of hurting. Let's start hitting him. Plays on a forest. We're just drawing mana. I mean, we could get that Hordes online. We could get a Hordes. And this is a very interesting move. Again, shows you, to me, the versatility of Magic. How cool that is to berserk my Hypnotic Spectre. And that sucks. He has to get rid of Giant Growth. But to berserk my Spectre, getting hit with 4 damage, but my creature, I took it off the board. It would die at end of turn, basically. That's a phenomenal move. I mean, for many years, I never even realized or never thought of berserking my opponent's creature on the attack like that. So I really love that. Now he hits me with his Sinkhole, but the vampire's out. And I draw another Sinkhole. Jeez. I think you just play it at this point, and I think I play it on his forest, right? So again, so he can't do any berserks nonsense anymore. I just want to kill him with this flying 4/4 flyer. Yep, and then you see the Animate Dead. I mean, we'll attack for 4. And instead of animating the Hippie, I put out an Icy. I figure, well, if he animates the Hypnotic Spectre, I can still Icy manipulate it and get through or something. Being maybe a little more of a patient move. He's just going to play out a Swamp, and he's got one more top deck in him. At this point, we'll deny him the Animate Dead on the Spectre. It'll end turn. And I just Icy one of his Swamps. And again, yeah, oof. The Sinkholes really, win the match here. Land destruction is quite powerful. All right, until next time.